Yo, what's up everyone, Hazobs here. I thought we meet, I don't know, every 2 months I guess, to talk about new things about HOTS. And here we are again. New patch notes have dropped last night. Let me bring them up. February 21st, so yesterday evening, my time at least, is when they dropped the notes. It's once again on the PTR patch, so not on live yet. The period between the PTR and live server was like, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks, something like that. Always depends a little bit on how quickly Blizzard is pushing it through. And usually there always have been changes within the PTR as well. So they have like an initial idea and then they kind of sort things out along the way. But yeah, it's a balance patch again, and let's hop into it. So first of all, Auriel did get a buff last patch. She will get a nerf here on her energy stores from non-PvE, so against everything that's not a hero. I think Auriel is pretty strong right now. At least in Storm League you see her probably more than she's supposed to be seen. Like just the chaotic way of Storm League people, the way they fight. I think Auriel fits very well into that. And she did get a buff. So they're adjusting the numbers slightly. This might be, maybe this is good enough. Maybe they need to look at level 20 Resurrect again. We will see. Our big bad boy, the Apex Predator, Dehaka. You know, he dodged a bullet not once, but twice, maybe even 3 times. But here he is. And he doesn't get buffed, don't worry. He actually gets nerfed. So baseline, they nerf W damage. I don't know if this will change any thresholds for clearing a wave, but I mean, it is a nerf and it's baseline, so every time you press W, it's a bit weaker than it was before. But it's probably okay, and it's probably justified as well. They do nerf the level 4 Hero Stalker talent. I'm a bit surprised by that, because I feel like it's not overpicked and it's not overperforming, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, Blizzard has the numbers, but they changed it in a way that I think you might not pick it anymore, by the way. So now Essence gain now requires Darkstorm to hit 2 heroes, right? So it's kind of, I don't know, it's a bit awkward to use, I think. And then it's not increased if you hit more than 2 heroes, so I'm not so sure about that. I did use, or I picked this talent because the way Cure plays Dehaka is quite different from most European Dehakas, and I kind of picked it up after watching him play it, and he really likes this talent. But yeah, not sure. They also nerfed the level 4E though, the Lurker strain, which in my opinion is an extremely, like, super strong talent. So early in the game, it gives them extra utility, like the knockback interrupts stuff, and then you have the slow on the target, so you can hit your lick a bit easier. So all these things, and the invisibility, all these things are baked into one talent. They nerf it slightly, like 1 second less cooldown reduction bonus. Level 7. This has been, at least when I was thinking about Dehaka, one of the biggest offenders to be nerfed. The Feeding Frenzy talent is the one that passively increases the drag duration, and you get cooldown reduction from hitting anything. So now, I think you still have the passive part of the talent, but they make a gambit out of it. So if you die, you will lose some of that bonus. So the gambit is cooldown reduction starting from 1.5 seconds cooldown, so that's the same as it is now. But if you die, you lose 0.25 every time, up to 3 times. I think you might still take it, actually. Because without cooldown reduction on your Q, you have a lot less. I mean, you get to lick once in a fight, I guess. With the cooldown reduction, you get to lick 3 times if the fight is a bit longer. So there's a very big difference. They also, because he already had a gambit on level 7, so now they removed the other gambit, and they give it healing reduction. I don't know if it still gives the extra slow, because I think the old gambit was like it gives like extra slow or something. I'm not quite sure. I think it might only be the healing reduction now. So 40% while licked and 2 seconds after. I think it's okay. Healing reduction is very, very strong. A lot of people really underestimate how powerful healing reduction is. If you think about how fights go, if you lick someone, you drag him back, and then that target gets killed, right? So the opponent's support will have to help him, and healing reduction makes sure that the support can't really do that, or at least a lot worse. But as I said, the cooldown reduction might still be the pick. We will have to see. And maybe Blizzard will change this up a little bit again. I'm not exactly sure. Ferocious Stalker from 60% to 50% damage. I mean, it's the super wave clear talent, right? When you have movement speed on 1, you get to 13, you clear waves super, super quick. I don't know if this changes any threshold once again. And then, I mean, it's probably justified to be slightly nerfed. Dehaka is so strong right now. Tunneling Claws, 125 to 120. Very small nerf. Still a very, very strong talent. It competes with the long lick though, so you have a very good choice on 16 anyways, and yeah, I think that's all right. Contagion, that's a level 20 isolation upgrade. Now also reduces the damage of isolation by 60%. So the way, I mean, yesterday when I was reading the notes for the first time, I wasn't quite sure what it meant, but people were saying it reduces the damage that contagion does. I think that's fine. I don't think that's a big deal. If you land a big contagion, you win the fight not by the damage it does, but by, you know, because you hit the big one. Like that's why you pick the talent. You hit like 3, maybe 4 heroes. I mean, the fight is instantly won. And even a one-man isolation, as long as it's on the support, can also instantly win the fight. So yeah, I think that is fine. I think, yeah, it's probably good nerfs. Probably good nerfs overall. No, interestingly enough, not a single change to his level 1 choices. I was expecting that, but let's see. Let's see how it goes for Dehaka. Kharazim up next. I didn't expect that man to be changed, but here we are. Gets a HP buff baseline, gets an heal buff baseline on his W. So every time you press it, it's already improved. No need for any talents. Speaking of talents, Air Ally, 100 HP more, spell power to 20. I think it's maybe the totem that people pick the least. It's probably fine to buff. I don't think this will ruin anything. Palm duration to 4 seconds. I'm okay with that. Most people go 7-sided anyways, so I think giving a bit of love to the other ult is fine. I think Palm is strong in the right draft. Actually quite strong in the right draft, so I think that's fine. It's a bit easier to use. 6 Sense now starts expiring after the stun expires instead of as soon as the stun is applied. So this seems to be a quality of life change. I don't know why it even worked like that. It's a bit odd, but this is, I mean, it's good. Yeah, if you go 6 Sense, this is it's a very nice quality of life change. It's gonna feel quite a lot better. Epiphany level 20, cooldown increased to 70 seconds, mana restored from 33 to 70%. So that's obviously insane, that number. And Epiphany, just to I'll check myself real quick just to clarify. I think it's the one that resets your Q cooldown, right? Refill 2 charges of Radiant Dash, yeah. So it's basically like a mini rewind on Monk. Monk is very reliant on his Q button. I mean, he's cleansing people, he's killing people with it, you know, he can jump around. So I think it's actually a good talent, but people barely take it. Maybe now they will, I don't know. Maybe they could have left the cooldown where it was? I'm not sure. It's definitely not something you see a lot. I mean, you don't see Monk a lot, let's be real. So yeah, some buffs to Monk. I think that's fine. Lucio. Lucio in the house. Soundwave, that's his Q. Baseline cooldown increase to 8 seconds and mana cost from 30 to 45. So this is quite significant, right? Not only is it a low cooldown spell that Lucio players press all the time, to dismount you, to knock you back, to interrupt stuff. But yeah, they also increase the mana quite significantly. So, and yesterday I was asking chat, like, mana tension on Lucio is a thing. So this could feel like this could change quite a bit for Lucio, the way the hero feels in terms of mana tension. Acelerando, that's basically the meta talent for Lucio players on high MMR. Now you need to get to 6 seconds, like maximum increase to 6 seconds instead of 4. That's quite significant as well. I think he's gonna feel more clunky even with this. But yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't expect that to get nerfed actually. High 5 I did expect to get nerfed. So they upped the cooldown by 5 seconds. I think most of the time that's not gonna matter too much. If you think like how high 5, like if you fight and how high 5 will be applied, it probably won't matter too much. But there will definitely be scenarios where, you know, now you're lacking the 5 seconds that you would have gotten it, I don't know, on the retreat maybe, or if you're chasing and then the opponents turn around and now you're 5 seconds late because it's 25 seconds. Level 13. This is the stun on the jump on the D. Now it says now prevents push off, which is the D, from hitting multiple targets. So you can only stun a single hero by 0.5 seconds. That, I don't know, that sounds I feel like they're a bit overcooking with that one. Yeah, we will see. My feeling is this might not stay like this. Or maybe Blizzard really hates that talent and doesn't want people to pick it. Up the frequency, it's the Meta 16 talent as well. Cooldown reduction reduced to 0.3 seconds. So a small nerf there as well. Yeah, they're hitting Lucio, and I think they're hitting him at the right spots as well. Like I mean, probably have to ask Yasu, but I think this is gonna be quite annoying for Lucio players, especially for the real good ones. I feel like they hitting the right numbers here, but realistically, he probably needed a small nerf. Auriel, let's see, fix an issue. The law and order. The cap has been increased to 15. So how do we get 15 heroes? 3 Samuro clones. We copy Samuro, so we are 6. We have Vikings. We are at 9. And then we do some other shenanigans. I don't know. I guess the cap at 4 was way too low, right? Up to 15, sure. Go ahead. White main. I said this yesterday already on stream. I don't even know exactly what white main's standard build is. So I will not... I'll not comment much on this, but yeah, let me know in the comments if white main is insanely busted now with these 2 buffs on these talents. Wait, actually, I just saw now restores mana to Zeal targets. Zeal targets are the ones that your D is on, right? Or your where the Zeal is on. That's quite interesting. Little fountain, I guess. I don't think this is a level 13 talent people ever take though, but maybe now, who knows. Bug fixes. Target dummy, shenanigans, blah, movement, speed in the target panel, not too important. Cooldown in the arena mode for the brawl, not too, I mean, yeah. There's like some other small things with brawl I wish they would have had addressed. But it's okay. Maybe they do it along the way. Because we have to keep in mind brawl just came back and it has like its own rotation. So maybe some of the maps will feel a bit worse because they are like, I don't know, outdated from the past. But maybe they will address it in some of the patches in the future. Braxis Holder fixed an issue that caused the Archangel's visual effects to register as a pingable object. I saw that very recently. I was quite surprised. It looked a bit funny. So now they fixed it. Self-healing score. Yeah, this is irrelevant. Abathur. Clones of Kharazim now have selected inside. Treated quest is completed. Sure, it's almost never gonna be a thing. Blah. Dismounts Anna from Toy Train. Sure. Toy Train bugs. Hooray. Asmodan's Demon Warrior aura damage doesn't... yeah, not too important. Let me see. This one was interesting. Fix an issue where Dehaka's basic attack would potentially not consume evade stacks if attacking within 0.25 seconds of drag ending. Yeah, I don't know how often this happened, but it was a thing. Jaina, 16W talent. Bonus wasn't applied correctly. I don't know exactly. People don't really go for it. I mean, they don't pick the talent. You have such good E-talents on 16, but yeah. We have a couple of these fixes where the spell power buffs. Yeah, basically, fixing is that costs an active Sandfire enchantment spell power buff to be removed when he's killed. We will see that for other heroes as well. I guess that this was not intended. Divine Palm. Cavalier Guest yesterday joined my chat and he said that wait, I think it was there's like a frame perfect moment where Anna shoots the healing grenade on the palm, and then the palm procs, but you still die afterwards. So that gets fixed. It's a very niche thing, but I mean it could happen. It probably was never intended like that. Drain Hope. Fix an issue that cost stasis on Leoric or the Drain Hope's target to not break the suction. What I wonder is, if you drain Stitches and he eats you, your drain would continue. Is that now fixed? Maybe that's now fixed. Water Serpent was moving at reduced speed. So it was always too weak. Now it's stronger. Lily, hooray. Liming, that's also the spell power fix. Lunara, Leaping Strike. Fix an issue that caused Leaping Strike to stall game logic. Okay. The Butcher. Fixed an issue that allowed the Butcher to disjoint the meat while collecting it. So, this is very interesting. Last week we had a Division 1 match. And my team drafted some spicy stuff, so I was playing Butcher, and we had a Medivh. And what happened is, we killed a hero, the meat was coming towards me, I clicked on the portal, so I teleported to the other side, and then the meat just disappeared. It never ended up in my belly. Of course, Blizzard is watching our Division 1 streams like a hawk, and they were like, wait, this is not okay. Hasu didn't get the meat stacks. We have to fix that. So now, I think you cannot disjoint it anymore. I believe that's what it means. So it will always end up in your belly. And another one, the Lost Vikings, fixed an issue that caused Longboat to move at reduced speed. Can you imagine it? Longboat, all these years, was too weak. It was too slow. The Vikings were rowing like crazy, and it was just too slow. I believe... Someone mentioned yesterday that when all the movement speed changes were made to the game, they just forgot about Longboat. And now, 10 years later, we got the bug fix. I mean, you almost never see Longboat. I think it's a decent ult. It's just like play again gives you so much more utility on the map as a Vikings player. But like in reality, Longboat is not awful. And the 20 upgrade is kind of strong. The blah, floating, yeah, forest medicine will no longer interrupt ongoing regeneration for Suljin. Okay, so not the most important bug fixes, but we got some good balance changes, and that's what we're here for, right? Because we used to have all these bug fix patches, so there's not too many bugs left anymore that are very important to fix. And yeah, Auriel nerf, Dehaka nerf, Kharazim buff, Lucio nerf. White main, I don't know, buff, but probably very... I don't even know if people take these talents ever. So who dodged the bullet? Is there any hero left at this point where we would say, man, he gets first picked every time, And Blizzard is not nerfing him. I think at this point they might have done it. Like, who's left, chat? Who are we missing actually? Is there any hero still that could need a small nerf? Because I think Dehaka was the last offender at the moment. And he definitely gets nerfed in this patch once it hits the live servers. But yeah, outside of that, I'm super happy to see it. Actually, the frequency of the patch notes lately, Blizzard is pumping it. I kind of like it. I love it. And yeah, as I said, PTR patch, so we gotta wait a few weeks before it makes it to the live server. I will make a second video, or like an update video, if Blizzard decides to change a lot of the things from the PTR to live. As I said, they always do some changes, but sometimes they're very small. And yeah, I will keep an eye on it. Usually Spazzo is posting it on his Reddit, and then it's kind of easy to track. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the patch, and who are we missing in terms of like nerfing heroes. I think there's a lot of heroes that could get some buffs realistically, but like, is there any hero you think like, man, he gets first picked all the time, or he gets banned all the time because if not, then he gets picked and he's too strong? Yeah, let me know. And I will see you in the Nexus again. Thanks for watching.